Monday, le Giornate del Cinema Muto, the Pordenone Silent Film Festival, and there are so many films to talk about, I can't speak about them all. But let me start with one of the Canon Revisited sections. We have 4 films by Louis Feuillade, who most people know, they think of as Les Vampires, Irma Vep, of course, serials of adventure and mystery. These instead are 4 earlier films, 1911, 1912, which are much more intimate. They are more, one can say, kind of moralistic in a way, but not in a negative capacity. I like to think that he's very influenced by Balzac in these. The idea was to reduce the cost because Gaumont was complaining that things were costing too much. So Feuillade found a way to strip things down to their essence. One of the highlights for me is that most of these films star Suzanne Grandet, one of the great actresses of her day, who tragically died very young. We did a program on Grandet several years ago. It's always a delight to see her on screen, both in comedy and in drama. After that, just before lunchtime, we have The Blood Ship, a film that I really love, directed by George B. Seitz. It is a violent adventure film starring Hobart Bosworth, Richard Arlen, Jacqueline Logan. It is tremendous fun, very sort of musculature and sorry, I keep on using the word violent, which also has a very, very important part for an actor, an African-American actor named Edgar Blue Washington. I urge you to read the catalog note, which I wrote actually, to find out more about Washington because he's a truly fascinating figure. After lunch, a really interesting discovery called God's Half Acre from 1916. And we're screening this because it was one of the early films written by June Mathis, about whom a new book has been published recently. June Mathis, one of the most important screenwriters of her day. This is a practically unknown film. It's thanks to the Library of Congress that we have the film with us. Another catalog note really worth reading, and just to highlight that there are so many treasures that are waiting to be discovered in the world's archives. This film, by the way, stars the great Mabel Taliaferro, not a name that many people remember anymore, but really a superb actress. In the evening, we're very, very proud to have Zingari, one of the great films of Italia Almirante Mancini, shot in 1920. It gives a lie to the idea that Italian films after the First World War were relatively small productions. This is a big production. It's a beautiful, older restoration from the Cineteca Nazionale in Rome, really giving a sense of why Italia Almirante Mancini is such a terrific performer. And we're very pleased because we have not only Gunter Buchwald and Frank Bocchius performing as an accompaniment, but also Elizabeth Jane Baldry on harp. So something not to be missed. Finally, the very, very end of the evening, another film in the world that was, the world to come series. This is La Capitale du Brésil, an absolutely stunning 30-minute film of Rio de Janeiro, not to be missed.